Don't miss out on any of our exclusive football, basketball and recruiting coverage. Click here to get your 30-day free trial. LeVert was averaging 18.4 points per game and on track for a huge season before dislocating his ankle November 12 at Minnesota. The gruesome injury looked worse than it was, however, and LeVert is recovering. The New York Post reported he had another encouraging workout before a Jan. 18 game in Orlando. LeVert, I'm not going to speculate. Head coach Kenny Atkinson said of LeVert's return, I don't want to give you something and be wrong. That's the last thing I want to do. No specific update, he's progressing. I know he had another great workout. That's as far as my medical background goes, but progressing nicely. LeVert was initially slated to be out 2 to 3 months. He's reportedly done everything but play full court in practice. Yeah, I think that's fair to say, Atkinson said. He just hasn't had live contact. He hasn't done any scrimmage situations or 5-on-5. LeVert played in 14 games before his injury and was also averaging 4.3 rebounds and 3.7 assists per game. Updates on Michigan's other NBA participants. Trey Burke played at UM from 2011 to 13, New York Knicks, averaging 11.1 points, 2.8 assists and 2.0 rebounds in 19.9 minutes per game for 10 to 35 New York. Shooting 40.3% from the floor and 34.2% from a long range in 29 games played, missed 7 games starting deck with a knee sprain and has been slowed recently by illness, notched 4 straight double-digit scoring games from Jan. 4 to 11, including 16 points in 19 minutes of a 119-112 win at Los Angeles Lakers, Jan. 4. Jamal Crawford, SF Phoenix Suns, averaging 6.4 points, 3.2 assists per game for 11 to 38 Phoenix, shooting 35.1% from the floor and 27.5% from a long range in 17.4 minutes per game, 39 games, scored 16 points in a Jan. 6 loss to Charlotte and 11 in a 116-114 loss at Minnesota Jan. 20. Tim Hardaway Jr., SF, New York Knicks, averaging 19.6 points, 3.3 rebounds and 2.7 assists for 10 to 35 New York, shooting 39.3% from the floor and 35.2% from three-point range, scored 23 points on 7 of 14 shooting in a loss at Oklahoma City Jan. 21. His best game in 3 weeks. Duncan Robinson, SG, Miami Heat, averaging 1.5 points and 1.3 rebounds per game for 22 to 23 Miami, has played in 4 games this year and is shooting 33.3% from the field and long range in 7.3 minutes per game, has been back and forth between Miami and Sioux Falls of the G League, where he averages 19.9 points through 24 games with the Skyforce and is shooting 51.5% from the floor, 47.7% from long range. Glenn Robinson 3, SF, Detroit Pistons, averaging 4.2 points and 1.3 rebounds per game for the 20-26 Pistons, has become a little-used bench player in Detroit, averaging 14.1 minutes overall playing in 29 of 46 games but very few the last several weeks, shooting 38.1% from the floor and 27.5% from a long range, scored 6 points in a loss at Sacramento Jan. 10. Nick Stauskas, SG, Portland Trail Blazers, averaging 6.2 points, 1.9 rebounds and 1.4 assists per game for the 29-20 Blazers, shooting 42.1% from the floor, 34.4% from three-point range, has not played much in January, but scored 13 points in 19 minutes of a win over Charlotte Jan. 11. Moritz Wagner, PF, Los Angeles Lakers, slowed by injury early and has played in 15 games so far with the 25-23 Lakers, spending time in the G League. Averaging 3.7 points and 1.8 rebounds in 7.1 minutes per game. Has scored 5 points in 2 of his last 3 games, a win at Oklahoma City and a loss to Golden State. DJ Wilson, PF, Milwaukee Bucks, averaging 6.3 points and 5.0 rebounds per game for 34-12 Milwaukee, having played in 18 games, averages 18.1 minutes per game and shoots 48.3% from the floor, 46.3% from three-point range, has scored 8 points in 3 of his last 5 games and put up 13 in a 111-101 win at Memphis Jan. 16, his season high. Talk about this article inside the fort. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Learn more about our print and digital publication, The Wolverine. Follow us on Twitter, at The Wolverine Mag, at BSB_Wolverine, at JB_Wolverine, at AustinFox42, at Palace Wolverine, at Drew Chalet, and at QB9 Adam. Like us on Facebook.